Hello, everyone.
Welcome back to A1 English Podcast, the show where we make English simple, natural, and honestly, a little fun.
I'm Jack.
And I'm Jessica. And today's episode is a special one because we're talking directly to our Indian listeners. Although, honestly, everyone can learn something from this.
Okay, quick reminder before we dive in. If you're serious about improving your English, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps us keep making these episodes.
Yes, and when you subscribe, you're not just supporting us, you're supporting your own journey. Every episode you watch is one step closer to speaking with real confidence.
So today's topic is one that so many of you have asked us about.
We're talking about common words that Indian English speakers mispronounce, and more importantly, how to fix them.
And Jessica, I want to say this clearly right at the start. This is not about making fun of anyone's accent.
No, not at all. Indian English is rich, expressive, and honestly, full of personality. This episode is about clarity. It's about making sure that when you speak, people understand you instantly, without any confusion.
Exactly, because sometimes one small mispronunciation can change the meaning of a sentence completely, or make a listener pause and go, "Wait, what did you say?"
And in an interview, a presentation, or even just a casual conversation, that little pause can cost you confidence.
So by the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly which words trip people up the most, why they happen, and the simple fix for each one.
Not perfect pronunciation. Nobody needs that. Just clear, confident, natural-sounding English.
Let's start easy. No boring grammar lecture, I promise.
Just real talk, real examples, and real fixes. Okay, Jack, let me ask you something. Have you ever noticed that certain sounds just don't exist in some Indian languages the way they exist in English?
All the time. And that's really the heart of this whole topic, right? It's not that people are careless, it's that their mother tongue simply trained their mouth differently.
Exactly. Think about it this way. If a sound doesn't exist in Hindi, Tamil, Bengali, or Punjabi, your brain never practiced making that sound as a child. So naturally, your tongue and lips replace it with the closest sound they already know.
That's such a good way to put it. It's not a mistake of intelligence, it's a mistake of muscle memory.
Right. And once you understand that, this whole topic stops feeling scary.
So let's break down the 3 biggest reasons Indian English speakers mispronounce certain words.
Reason number 1, spelling-based pronunciation. In many Indian languages, every letter is pronounced the way it looks, but English is famous for being completely unpredictable with spelling.
Oh, this is a big one. Words like Wednesday or kernel look nothing like how they sound.
Exactly, and we'll get to those specific words later. Reason number 2, missing sounds. Sounds like the soft th in think, or the difference between W and V simply don't exist in the same way in many Indian languages.
And reason number 3, stress and rhythm. English is a stress-timed language, meaning some syllables are longer and louder than others.
Most Indian languages are syllable-timed, so every syllable gets roughly equal weight.
That's exactly why words like comfortable or vegetable sound so different when spoken by a native speaker versus how they're often taught in school.
So here's the good news. Once you know these 3 patterns, you can fix almost any mispronunciation, not just the ones we mentioned today.
It becomes a system, not a random list of words to memorize.
Let's start with reason number 2, because honestly, this is where most of the confusion happens, the missing sounds.
Perfect. Let's dive right in. All right, let's talk about the first big one, the confusion between W and V.
This is huge. In English, W and V are 2 completely different sounds, but in many Indian languages, especially Hindi, they sometimes blend into one sound.
So a word like wine can accidentally come out sounding like vine, and vet can accidentally sound like wet.
And that's a problem because those are completely different words with completely different meanings.
Exactly. So here's the fix. For W, round your lips like you're about to whistle and don't let your teeth touch your lip at all.
And for V, your top teeth gently touch your bottom lip, and there's a slight vibration, almost like a tiny buzz.
Let's practice with a real sentence. Try saying, "We visited the village."
Notice how we starts with rounded lips, no teeth involved, but visited and village both use the teeth on lip V sound.
Many learners accidentally say something like, "We visited the village," and you can immediately hear how much clearer the corrected version sounds, right?
Completely. And here's a fun trick. Practice in front of a mirror. Watching your tongue actually touch your teeth helps train the muscle memory faster than just listening.
Love that tip. All right, now let's move on to something equally important: stress, rhythm, and silent letters.
Okay, so now let's talk about our second key point, word stress and silent letters. This is where English gets a little sneaky.
Sneaky is the right word. English loves to have letters that you write, but never actually say.
Right. Take the word Wednesday. It's spelled Wednesday, but native speakers say it as Wednesday. That middle D basically disappears.
And a lot of learners, understandably, try to pronounce every single letter so it comes out as Wednesday, which sounds a bit textbookish.
The fix is simple. Say it in 2 beats. Wens and day. Wednesday. That's it.
Let's try another one. The word listen. The T is completely silent.
So it's not listen, it's just listen, with a soft S sound flowing right into the N.
And island, the S is silent there. It's not island, it's simply island.
These silent letters exist because English borrowed words from so many different languages over hundreds of years, and the spelling never quite caught up with how people actually speak.
That's honestly such a helpful way to think about it. English spelling is basically a historical record, not a pronunciation guide.
Exactly. Now let's talk about something very specific to many Indian language backgrounds, adding an extra vowel sound before certain consonant clusters.
Oh yes, this one is huge. Words that start with S followed by another consonant, like school, station, speak, or street.
In many Indian languages, words don't naturally start with 2 consonants together like that, so the mouth automatically adds a tiny E sound before it.
So school can accidentally become is-school, and station can become is-station.
The fix here takes a bit of practice, but it's very doable. Start the word with just a puff of air on the S, no vowel sound before it at all.
Try this. Put your hand in front of your mouth and say, snake. You should feel one continuous puff of air, no pause, no extra vowel.
Let's practice a full sentence. She took the train to the station near the school.
Say it slowly first. She took the train to the station near the school.
And now a little faster, keeping those S sounds clean and sharp, without that extra vowel sneaking in.
Great practice. Now, before we move to specific tricky words, let's quickly talk about stress, because this one changes everything about how natural you sound.
Yes. In English, we don't say every syllable with equal weight. One syllable in a word gets more emphasis, more length, more energy.
Take the word comfortable. A lot of learners say all 4 syllables clearly, comfortable. But native speakers actually compress it into 3 sounds, comfortable.
And vegetable works the same way. It's not vegetable, it's vegetable. Almost like the middle syllable disappears.
This is where English rhythm becomes almost musical. Some syllables get squeezed, some get stretched.
And honestly, this single skill, getting the stress right, improves your clarity more than almost anything else we've talked about today.
All right, Jessica, let's get really specific now. Let's go word by word through some of the most commonly mispronounced words.
I love this part. Let's start with Wednesday, which we already touched on. Correct pronunciation, Wednesday, not Wednesday.
Next, kernel. This one surprises everyone the first time they hear it because it's pronounced kernel, almost like the word kernel, as in a kernel of corn.
It looks like it should sound like colonel, but nope, English decided to be tricky here.
Next is schedule. In American English, it's schedule. In British English, many people say schedule. Both are acceptable, but many learners say schedule with the emphasis in the wrong place.
Good tip. Pick either the American or British version and just stay consistent.
Next is pronunciation itself, which is honestly a little ironic because it trips people up so often. It's pronunciation. Notice it's not pronunciation with an extra own sound in there. That's actually a very common written and spoken mistake.
Yes, people confuse it with the verb pronounce and accidentally add an extra own sound into the noun form. Just remember, pronounce, but pronunciation.
Next word is often. This one actually has two accepted pronunciations. Some say often with a silent T, and some say often with the T pronounced. Both are fine, but the silent T version is more common in natural speech.
Let's do especially and actually together because they follow a similar pattern. Both words are often overpronounced syllable by syllable when really they flow together quickly.
Especially is especially, not especially, and actually is actually, not actually.
These little contractions inside words is exactly what makes native speech sound smooth and fast.
One more important one, development. The stress goes on the second syllable, development. A lot of learners accidentally stress the first syllable, which sounds unnatural to native ears.
And interesting, natively it's often compressed to just 3 syllables, interesting, rather than 4 full syllables, interesting.
Let's also mention zero. Some learners accidentally pronounce the Z closer to a J sound. Remember, Z is a buzzing sound, made with your teeth close together and your voice vibrating, completely different from the J in jump.
Great list, Jack. Now, here's a quick exercise for everyone listening. I'm going to say a sentence using several of these words. Pause the video after I say it and try repeating it yourself.
Great idea. Go for it.
Here it is. On Wednesday, the colonel checked his schedule and thought about the pronunciation of a few especially difficult words during an interesting development at work.
That's a challenging one. Everyone, pause now and try it yourself before continuing.
Take your time. Even native speakers would slow down for a sentence packed with that many tricky words.
And remember, if you didn't get every word perfectly, that's completely okay. This episode is about progress, not perfection. Before we wrap up with our practice conversation, let's do a quick bonus round. I'll say a word, and Jessica, you tell everyone the correct pronunciation and the common mistake. Ready?
Ready. Let's go.
First word, receipt.
The P is completely silent. It's receipt, not recept. Just like in receive, that P hides quietly and never makes a sound.
Next, debt.
Silent B again. It's just debt, rhyming with met, not debt.
Interesting. English really loves its silent letters. Next, doubt.
Same pattern, silent B. It's doubt, rhyming with out.
Okay, next one, ask. This one isn't about a silent letter, it's about the order of sounds. Some learners accidentally swap the S and K, so it comes out as ax instead of ask.
Good catch. The fix is simple. Say the S sound first, then close with the hard K. A-S-K. Ask.
Next up, numbers. This one is huge in daily conversation. 13 versus 30.
Oh, this causes so many misunderstandings. The difference is all about stress. 13 stresses the second part. 13. 30 stresses the first part. 30. And the ending is softer, almost like 30.
That's such an important one, especially with prices, addresses, and phone numbers. Getting this wrong in a business call could genuinely cause a real mix-up.
Absolutely. So if you only remember one tip from this bonus round, remember this. Stress the end for the team numbers and stress the start for the tens, like 30, 40, 50.
Great tip. Next word, iron. This one looks like it should sound like iron, but it's actually pronounced I-earn, almost dropping that middle sound completely.
Very sneaky word. Next, let's talk about suit. It's pronounced suit, like the rhyme with boot, not suit.
And draw versus drawer. Draw ends softly, almost like draw. No strong R sound at the end in British English, though American English does pronounce that final R more clearly. Drawer, the piece of furniture, is drawer, almost one syllable.
Good point about American versus British differences. Both are correct. You just want to stay consistent with the style you choose.
Last one for this round, route. Depending on the region, it can be pronounced route or route. Both are accepted, especially in American English.
Great bonus round, Jack. See, this really proves it. Once you understand the patterns, silent letters, stress shifts, sound swaps, you can figure out almost any new word with a bit of practice.
Exactly. And that's really the whole goal of today's episode. Not memorizing a list, but training your ear and your mouth to notice these patterns everywhere.
One more thing before we move to our final practice. Let's quickly talk about the R sound, because this is another very common pattern.
Yes, in many Indian languages, the R is rolled or tapped, almost like a light flick of the tongue. But in standard American or British English, the R is much softer and smoother.
Try this. Instead of tapping your tongue, curl it back slightly without letting it touch the roof of your mouth at all, and let the sound glide out smoothly.
Let's test it with the word really. Not a rolled really, but a smooth gliding really.
And with a full sentence. The red car drove around the road really quickly.
Try that one slowly first, focusing on keeping each R smooth and relaxed, not tapped or rolled.
This single adjustment, softening your R, can make your entire accent sound noticeably closer to natural everyday English.
Great tip. And one final thought before we move to our closing practice. Remember that rhythm matters just as much as individual sounds.
Absolutely. English rises and falls, speeds up and slows down. It's almost like music. So don't just focus on individual words in isolation. Listen to how native speakers connect words together smoothly, almost like one long, flowing sentence.
A great way to practice that is shadowing, playing a short video or audio clip, pausing every sentence, and repeating it with the exact same rhythm and energy.
Even 5 minutes of shadowing every day can make a noticeable difference within just a few weeks.
Okay, let's put everything together now with one natural conversation, using almost everything we've covered today.
Perfect. Let's do a little role play. Imagine you're at work, talking to a colleague.
I'll start. Hey, do you have a minute? I wanted to check the schedule for Wednesday's meeting.
Sure. Actually, I think we moved it. Let me check the the schedule again.
See what I did there? Even a tiny slip like vegetable instead of schedule shows how important clear pronunciation really is, especially under pressure.
Exactly. That's a perfect, funny example of why this matters. Okay, let's continue properly this time.
So, the meeting with the colonel is especially important. We should be there on time.
Agreed. I think it's an interesting development for the whole team. Let's head to the station together, then walk to the school building where the meeting is happening.
Notice how smooth that sounded? Clear W and V sounds, clean TH sounds, correct stress on especially, actually, and development, and no extra vowel before words like school and station.
Now it's your turn. Everyone listening. Try creating your own short conversation using at least 3 of the words we covered today.
Say it out loud, even if you're sitting alone right now. Your mouth needs the physical practice, not just your brain.
And if you stumble on a word, don't stop and feel embarrassed. Just repeat it once more and keep going.
That's exactly how real fluency is built, through repetition, not perfection.
All right, let's quickly review everything we covered today.
First, we talked about why these mispronunciations happen, spelling differences, missing sounds, and different stress patterns between Indian languages and English.
Then we practiced the tricky W versus V sound and the famous TH sound that trips up so many learners.
We also covered silent letters like in Wednesday and listen, and that sneaky extra vowel sound before words like school and station.
And we went through specific tricky words: kernel, schedule, pronunciation, especially, actually, development, and more.
Remember, this isn't about erasing your accent. Your accent is part of who you are, and there's nothing wrong with it.
This is simply about clarity, making sure that when you speak, people understand you the very first time, without asking you to repeat yourself.
And that kind of clarity builds real confidence, whether you're in an interview, a meeting, or just chatting with friends.
So here's your homework. Pick just 3 words from today's episode, practice them in front of a mirror, and use them in a sentence out loud at least 5 times each.
Small, consistent practice beats trying to fix everything at once.
If this episode helped you, please hit that like button. It really helps us reach more learners like you.
And if you want more real, practical English lessons like this one, subscribe to A1 English Podcast.
We upload new episodes regularly to help you speak English more naturally and confidently.
Thank you so much for learning with us today.
Keep practicing, keep speaking, and keep improving.
Bye, everyone.
See you in the next episode.